Welcome to our Defense Talks Executive Video Spotlight Series. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and we're here with Phil Fuster, Vice President Federal at Proofpoint. Phil, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here today.
So one of the questions I'd like to pose to you is, how can the Department of Defense, arguably one of the largest organizations in the world, work to be nimbler and more innovative?
That's a great question. What we believe is there really needs to be a way for them to protect their men, their women, those in service, whether they're contractors or actual, uniform wearing individuals, and their supply base to be measured based on risk. One of the things that we've seen is that risk can be introduced and changed depending on many different things and every day, right? It's based on the privilege that a person has inside of a network, or whether a supplier has access to certain projects, their behavior, right? Are they happy clickers in email? Are they surfing the internet and going to websites they maybe shouldn't be going to? Are they logging in from locations that might be more risky than others? Is it at a coffee shop or is it in their office? And then who's attacking them on an ongoing basis? Is it a criminal organization? Is it a proxy? Is it a nation state, right? All those things change the risk factors for an individual. And they have to be more nimble in looking at that risk score on a continual basis, because all of these factors can be used to socially engineer an individual and get to data that we're trying to protect. So being able to create a risk profile on that individual and therefore having a living profile that applies to them makes a huge difference in the cybersecurity world anyway, to defend those organizations.
And to follow up on that, how would you say that new initiatives, or more recent ones at any rate, like Zero Trust and also CMMC, are making the DoD more secure from cyber attacks?
Absolutely. Both are great frameworks. Zero Trust from least privilege access framework is critical in the government. And from a supply chain and protecting, as I mentioned before, the risk profile of a supplier and what risk they introduce into that environment are critical. So having a framework that measures that is very important, and therefore needs to be incorporated in many aspects of what an agency does. The one point that I bring up, going back to my last comment, is it's got to be a continual measurement. It can't be a snapshot, 1 month or 1 week out. It's got to be ongoing and updated continuously to be able to protect that agency properly. And currently, those frameworks are good at looking more at a snapshot, not necessarily at the continual risk introduced by their people. And, we're all about protecting the people of an organization, but also protecting their data.
Well, that's a great point, and I appreciate your sharing that with us. Phil Fuster, thank you so much for taking a few minutes just to share some of your insights on ways to make the Defense Department more secure.
Thank you very much.